Huge majestic mountains of the world are because of moving plates. When two sections of the Earth's lithosphere collide, the slabs pile into one another, causing deformation or folding of the slabs.
The Himalayas are the result of India slamming up into what was just the Asian plate at the time.
It's hard to believe, but those dramatic structures really are formed very slowly. They seem like they were the result of a catastrophic, collision, but these are things that happen centimeters a year.
The fact that the Earth's continents are not fixed in place, but rather float on a sea of molten rock, means that they move around quite a bit.
This is where all the action happens. This is where we build mountains, we create volcanoes, and we have numerous earthquakes.
Because the tectonic plates are always moving, they end up with different positions with respect to one another and different kinds of boundaries.
There are three major types of plate boundaries: divergent boundaries, convergent boundaries, and transform boundaries. Divergent boundaries occur when plates divide and pull away from each other, and new crust is created like in seafloor spreading. Convergent boundaries occur when the crust is destroyed as one plate dives under another in a process known as subduction. In this process, the crust is often turned into magma, where it can be re-released back to the surface through volcanic activity.
Almost all the crust is somehow, in some way, recycled in these plate tectonic processes. And the way that happens is that, even though we have a lot of ocean crust being formed, there's also a lot of subduction of crust going on. So where we have, in the ocean we have these ridges that go apart, we also have places where one plate is subducting underneath the other and essentially returning back to the Earth.
In transform boundaries, crust is neither produced nor destroyed, and the plates just slide horizontally past one another.
Many of the most devastating geological events happen at plate boundaries. So, for example, earthquakes. We find earthquakes associated with all three types of plate boundaries. We can have plates that pull away from each other, we can have plates that slam together, and we can have plates that slide past one another. All of those types of plate boundaries are associated with earthquakes, and most of the earthquakes on our planet are localized along the plate boundaries. There are a few oddballs, but most of them are on the plate boundaries.